Ready, set, podcast.
Woo!
Welcome to Old Fashioned Finance, the podcast that mixes cocktails and high finance. I'm your host, Caleb Prankert, and I'm joined by my good friend and fellow money muddler, Jason Burnell.
Caleb, can a podcast about finance be entertaining?
Not without alcohol.
All right, let's mix it up.
Let's do that.
Let's mix the thing around.
Summer drinks and vacation.
Yes. Oh, I can hear the
It's
ocean.
that time of year.
That sounds like that old alarm clock I used to have. Oh. All I can smell is your beard over here. That's gross.
Oh. My beard smells wonderful, actually.
I'm just kidding.
No, here, smell it.
No, thanks.
No, come smell my beard.
Okay. I'm not doing it.
All right. Well, if you did, it might smell like Pina Coladas because that's what we're drinking today. And I always get stuff in my beard. So no, I haven't tried it yet. Actually, I'm about to blow your mind because I have never had a Pina Colada. Never.
Yeah. I can't. I'm having a hard time understanding this. I am.
So
this is like a go-to like summer drink, man.
I have not been until the podcast a big rum drinker at all. Okay?
Right.
So
right.
I think my first exposure to rum was Jack and Coke, and I'm like, yeah, that's not for me.
That's not rum.
I'm not Jack and Coke. You know the thing.
Captain?
What's the other one? Captain and Coke. I was thinking Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh, I see. Nice save.
Who just won his court case, by the way.
Yeah, and we're going to the Pirates of the Caribbean. And speaking of the Caribbean,
vacation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have to say one more thing about Jack Sparrow.
Okay.
You know, the
court case
The
thing?
court case. Yeah, this is coming out so many weeks after that. But I saw a funny meme, and it was the day that the verdict came out.
Yeah.
It was a picture of Johnny Depp and his Captain Jack Sparrow get up, and it said, "You'll always remember this as the day that you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow." Oh,
that's
boy.
Funny. Well, on that note,
that's all we need to say about that. We're going to talk about vacation.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about a vacation drink and vacation.
Yeah.
This episode is Don't Blow It on Vacation.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? Don't blow what, Jason?
Like your family apart and your budget. Yeah. Like don't overdo it.
Blow it by not taking a vacation.
Yeah.
This is the vacation episode.
This is depth. This is a lot of depth
vacation.
Here. Yeah.
Let's get into the drink since I've never had it before. Pina Colada, we did not do the frozen or the slushy version.
Nah.
What
you can get that next to the pool.
Yeah. We did not do that. We went with a classic. I used liquor.com as we do actually
most of the time
for recipes. So if you're making one at home and you want to make it the old-fashioned way, get yourself 2 ounces of white rum.
White?
An ounce and a half of cream of coconut.
Yeah.
Which that was interesting trying to find that.
I mean, they had it at Walmart. I mean,
Walmart.
Yeah. So it's there.
It was the first time I've left Walmart happy. An ounce and a half of pineapple juice.
Yep.
And a half ounce of, I'll reiterate, fresh squeezed lime juice.
Yes.
And, we just mixed that up. And I did end up using a pitcher because everybody at the office wanted one. And then dumping that into a tall glass with a bunch of ice in it. So
yeah, I mean, and this is really out of the ordinary for us. This is a sweet drink.
It looks like I'm drinking cold milk.
Yeah. Well,
milk with ice cubes.
Kind of what it is. All right,
let's try it out. Here's the vacation.
All right.
Ooh, boy. I don't like coconut, but that is delightful.
Oh, your face lit up. That was pretty fun.
It's really sweet. I wasn't expecting it to be that sweet. But that's got to be the pineapple juice, right?
It is. It is.
Okay.
And this is your warning right now. These will get you real drunk.
I could see that.
I mean, we put 2 ounces, generous ounces of white rum in here, and it is just...
Dang, that's good.
You weren't living.
It's like, okay.
I mean, we still really love Manhattans. We love old fashions. I mean, we are not getting away from our bourbon.
Love martinis.
Yeah, but dude.
Love a gin and tonic. This is really good. This is going to sound weird. It does remind me of being on a beach because the cream of coconut, it just, when I taste it, I don't taste the cream of coconut, but I smell it a little bit, and it just reminds me of like sunscreen.
Yep. It's like, why am I tasting the smell of sunscreen?
I am uncultured swine. I've never had this before, and goodness, I don't know. You've had the slushy form and different variations of it. This is just a classic. I'm a fan of this. This is good.
Yeah.
Where's my little umbrella?
I don't know. We should be recording this in a chair underneath a palm tree.
Yeah.
We're too dumb. We work too hard.
This is pretty good. I like it.
Yeah. Sweet.
Okay, I'm ready to talk about vacation.
Wow. I really thought you were going to I thought we were going to go into how I need to have my man card revoked because I like pina coladas.
You know what? I just
it doesn't matter. It's great.
You got to let people enjoy what they enjoy. And I enjoy this. So
I would not drink more than a couple of these. They're so sweet.
It's really sweet.
Yeah. I mean, I'll switch to something else.
If you, like me, are uncultured swine and have never had a pina colada, make one as ASAP as possible.
That's right. Even if you're not on vacation.
Yeah, you might just feel like you're on vacation.
The sun's out.
Let's talk about vacation, Jason.
Okay.
Let's jump right into it. We've both heard of vacation. No, I'm just kidding. I took one kind of recently. I wish I would have done this episode before that because there's some things we could have done better. But let's talk. We're going to break this up into
So you have some confessions to make? Cue Foo Fighters.
Well, let's do that. Let's do that. We can do some confessions.
Okay.
Let's break this into 3 parts. Okay?
Blowing the whole outline apart, but
well, this is a finance podcast.
It is.
And I know it's personal finance. You know it. I know it. If you're listening, you know it. We're going to talk about budgeting for vacation.
What a surprise.
But not just financially budgeting for vacation, okay? So I think when we talk about blowing it on vacation, a lot of times we're thinking, okay, the budget.
Right.
Blow the budget, right?
Right.
And look, we all know that we're probably going to blow the budget or we're going to be a little bit loose on vacation, which actually, Jason, in my opinion, is one of the reasons I don't go on vacation.
I get it.
But not going on vacation is bad for you. So that would also be blowing it on vacation, not taking it because I'm worried about spending the money.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, in your situation or a lot of people's situation, you need to have a little bit of a buffer between what you think you can spend and what will actually happen.
Planning is important.
It is. Let's face it. I mean, you don't want to just get in the car and start driving. I mean, maybe you do.
Oh, that sounds fun, actually.
Oh, I don't know. I'm a planner. I can't get away from that. So
yeah, I like the idea of it, but you get 2 kids in the back seat and maybe you don't want to just drive. Yeah, we would get to Toledo.
Oh, never mind.
All right, that's it. We're going
Turn
home.
around. You guys are bad.
All right, so let's talk about the budget, right? And ways that you could blow the budget on vacation. The way that I put it is a lot of times vacations are necessary. However, taking a vacation from your budget while you're on vacation,
bad idea.
And this is how most people blow it, right?
Sure.
I'm on vacation. I'm not thinking about anything else. I don't want to think about work. I don't want to think about the checkbook. I don't want to think about this, that, or the other.
Credit cards.
Vacation from everything. We'll deal with the aftermath when we get home, right? So the budget. Why is it important to not take a vacation from the budget when you're planning vacation?
I think it is a very unusual set of circumstances you are placed in where the opportunity to just blow the budget into absolute smithereens is just everywhere. They call it tourist trap for a reason.
Vacation, right?
Right?
It's like we've gotten used to saying over the past few years, well, COVID. On vacation, I got used to saying, vacation.
We don't do this every
vacation.
day. Yeah, yeah. So, we got to go see Dixie Stampede for $900 a person. No big deal.
See, I'm starting to get stressed, and we're drinking vacation drinks and talking about vacation, and I'm starting to feel stressed out about it.
No, I mean, again, you can't be living on the edge in your budget and expect your vacation to be great. So,
well, if you put in the work before vacation, that's how you have a not stressless vacation, but less stress on vacation, less stress about the budget if you do a good job of planning.
Well, and I think, one way to not blow the budget here is stop comparing yourself to other people, okay?
Turn off social media for a couple weeks before you go.
Exactly. You don't have to go, halfway across the country to have a great time. You can go to a state park. You can, there's tons of fun stuff. I mean, look, I have a big family. One of our favorite things to do is to go to Kings Island.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay. It's
Great
not
for kids,
it's
actually.
not that cheap. I'm not saying it's a cheap vacation, but it's not that far away.
Mm-hmm.
And they really, really like it. But, we don't typically brag about our day at Kings Island. I'm just saying, like, hey, look at us. We're roasting to death on the concrete.
Yeah.
Like, it's not happening.
Well, we did it big this year. We went to Kings Island again.
Yep.
No, but I agree. It is a fun park. And, well, it's a Cedar Fair park now, too. So
It is.
It's,
It is. It's all
like Cedar Point.
connected.
But I think there's more stuff. Okay, that's off the beaten trail here, definitely. Yeah, no, I like it, too. Amusement parks can be fun.
Yeah, don't compare yourself. Just take the vacation that is within your budget.
So I think doing the work up front and planning for the little things that will, because it is the little things that will typically blow your budget.
Sure will.
You're not going to go and say, you know what, while we were on vacation, we thought we would spend this extra $1,000. No, it's the little things. So let's talk about the little things that we got to remember to plan for. And if you remember to plan for it ahead of time, you don't have the stress when you're on vacation. Things like parking.
Do you know it costs like $26 to drive across the state of Ohio to have the privilege to be on the toll road? In
okay.
a car?
Okay, yeah. So fees, yeah, tolls, parking, ATM fees.
Right.
I wrote something else that I can't read.
Meta. I don't know what that means.
Etc.
Let's have another meeting. I told you, be careful.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
We're good. Vacation. We're taking vacation from reason. Okay? Yeah, but those little things, if you're taking an Uber ride or something like that, those are things that you got to plan for, because the next thing you know, you go, we spent $500 on Uber on vacation.
Yeah. The answer is yes.
Yeah,
and it's easy.
Now, if you go into vacation knowing you're going to spend $500 on Uber, okay,
just plan for it. Just plan for it.
This is really, really hard for me to admit this, because in my opinion, it is vacation.
Right.
And that's the food and drinks. Right.
Recreational eating, right?
I like to go new places and go, ooh, well, what food is popular around here? What is this place famous for?
So before your vacation, I saw you were out shopping for the newest stretchy pants you could find.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, I'm doing elastic the whole week.
Elastic everything. I'm going to run into nobody that I know on vacation.
But it adds up. I mean, if you take your family of 4 or 5 out every single night to a sit-down restaurant, I mean, folks, inflation is a thing right now, and prices are a lot higher. You can't get out of McDonald's for $10.
I know.
And so, I
did that today.
Right.
And I waited 25 minutes.
Right.
It wasn't fast food or cheap.
I mean, seriously.
And that's McDonald's. You can count on 3 things in this world: death, taxes, and McDonald's.
Did you get a kid's meal toy?
No, I did not. Yeah, it is expensive. So even fast food on vacation. So yeah,
right.
I mean, planning for these types of things and alternatives, and we'll have a section where we talk about succeeding on the budget and ways to think outside the box. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything more. Tourist traps.
I already said
Here's
this.
Another one. You hit on tourist traps a little bit. There's a website out there, and darn it, I can't remember. This guy just reviews hot vacation destinations.
Spots, yeah.
And he's like, hey, here's the things that you need to see. Here are the big traps that are going to drain your bank account and also are going to be a waste of time. Not going to be much fun.
So I got to tell you about one that I kind of fell into, and it's kind of crazy. Like
Confessions? Confessions again?
Yeah, it is, really. Washington, D.C.
The
land of museums. Like, there is so much to see. You could be there for weeks and weeks and weeks. I love Washington, D.C. Okay, I like history. And somehow we ended up and paid for the privilege to go to what is known as the Spy Museum.
Spy, S-P-Y?
Correct.
Okay.
And
that sounds awesome.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Okay, we're on the same page. It was an escape room.
Oh.
And I was so disappointed. I was expecting.
Did you get out?
We're recording from that undisclosed location. No.
I've been wondering where you've been.
I mean, it was just like I didn't know, and you went down the exact path I did.
Sounds great.
Yeah, and it was like $13 a person or something. Not too
Which
bad.
is actually not too bad for an escape room.
But we were in there for 45 minutes.
Oh,
okay. Like it was kind of silly. So anyways,
I've never really done anything in DC other than drive, which is a bad experience, by the way, which makes me not want to go to DC.
So ways to succeed. Okay. Yeah. Avoid Washington, D.C.
And, I'm a history buff. I love history.
Right.
So I think it would actually be a really fun place to go. But my only memories of DC are driving through it. And somehow I always end up going through at 4 o'clock on a Monday. So no, not a pleasant experience with that. But yeah, tourist traps are a big one.
Right.
And I guess we'll just get into ways to succeed to avoid that kind of stuff. So I think those are the big ones, the little expenses that add up, the food and drink and the tourist traps.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do we succeed? How do we get around those things and make sure that we, how do I word it? We cut costs, not memories.
Right.
Right. Because that's what it's about.
Right. And I think about, I have a big family. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so, whenever we go on vacation, thinking about ways to make memories, and I look back and I think about the times that were actually probably the most significant. I can see it right now in my head, the image of my family sitting on a cannon.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The photo op stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that cost $0.
Yeah.
And I can remember my kids were a little younger at that time, and they just absolutely could not get over the size of this cannon, and they could not stop climbing on it. So we took a picture, and it's one of my best memories that I have about vacation. And like it sums it up.
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't, medieval times.
Oh, I remember medieval times.
Okay.
That was fun.
But it was, a shot of a cannon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like you said, it doesn't cost anything to snap a picture with your phone.
Right.
Most places. But yeah, and those are the things that you constantly go back to those things and you remember all the other stuff. When I think about memories, one of the first real vacations that we took when we decided, well, our kids are old enough that we can leave home for a few days. We can actually do something. Now, we can't afford to do a whole heck of a lot. So, we did a lot of camping early on. Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite memories, wasn't happy about it during, but my wife and kids, we joke about it all the time. It's a fun family memory. And that's when we were in Silver Lake, Michigan, actually.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
The sand dunes and all that stuff. Well, there's a Jellystone Park.
Oh, nice.
So we camped there, and it was actually really
cool. They're really
nice.
Nice, yeah.
A lot of stuff going on, but it was pretty cheap to camp there for the most part. We were roughing it in our tent, which, me, I say it's not camping unless it's a tent. My wife disagrees, but maybe I was just telling myself that because it was cheap, for vacation. But I remember it was brutally hot, and we had just checked the forecast on my phone, and there was a 0% chance of rain. So we kind of left stuff out around our campsite. And we were going to go on a ride over the dunes, right? Well, all of a sudden, we hear thunder crash and the sky just opened up. And I am not kidding you, in a span of maybe 15 minutes, they probably got 2 inches of rain. And so the memory was everybody in the campground running to their tents, trying to grab what they could, and a river just formed in the middle, and everybody's stuff just went into the middle of the campground, and there was a river. And after it stopped, everybody going to sort out whose flip-flops or whose. And all that. At the time, I was ready because we actually, if I remember right, we didn't even get in our tent. We got in the car because it was windy and thunder and lightning.
Right.
And I was thinking, it's time to go home.
Right.
And we stuck it out. Now, that's what we talk about that vacation is, hey, do you remember the 0% chance of rain and the river and the,
but
my kids, they look back and laugh at it.
That was your budget, though. Like, you have a great memory. And you didn't cut memories.
No, not at all. And in fact, I can't remember what we did spend money on that trip, quite frankly.
Exactly. So there you go. That's like a successful vacation, right? Yeah.
So kind of going along with that, one of the things I have written down is be unconventional. Think unconventional, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have to stay at Holiday Inn everywhere you go. There's Airbnb, which, depending on where you go, sometimes it's cheaper, sometimes it's more.
My family size.
It definitely would be.
Yeah. I mean, we almost always need at least 2 hotel rooms, and it's almost always better to be at an Airbnb. So
Airbnb, Vrbo, camping,
cabins. I mean, some campgrounds have cabins that are really, really economical.
Another thing is thinking of family and friends spread out across the country. You can visit some folks and maybe
stay with your weird second cousins. It's no big deal.
Stay on somebody's couch for a night or two, right?
Yeah.
Be unconventional. And again, that's where some of those crazy memories come from too.
Exactly.
This is a big one, and this is where I'm really, really bad at this, and this is where I tend to push the budget. And my wife goes, "We shouldn't do this," and I'm like, vacation.
I'm going to learn you a few things here.
Yeah. Food, it's the food.
Yeah,
planning meals, doing takeout, or even buying groceries before you go on vacation. Yep. I think about the vacations that we have done that. They've been very successful vacations. What's really funny is we've come back from some of those vacations, and I'm like, I had a lot of fun. And then when we do our typical, let's see, how much did vacation cost us this year? And the grocery vacation, where we designated one night to go out and splurge on a meal with everybody. The meal was more memorable because of that. Making meals on vacation with family was more memorable. And on the way back, we're tallying it up, and I'm like, we got out of that vacation for how much?
Right.
Like, I like that vacation even more knowing that I didn't spend much money.
Looking backwards. So I got to tell you, this is probably one of my specialties. Like, I like to cook on vacation. Mm-hmm. It's just something that I like to do.
Camping especially.
Yeah, and I like to camp. I like to backpack. Mm-hmm. But with my family specifically, some of the things that we've done, I'm telling you, like, we bought a $30 small fold-up grill.
Yeah.
And I can remember we went to a Notre Dame football game. That was the first, and we sat there and we put that thing together. It was 950,000 pieces. And we cooked hamburgers and hot dogs tailgating style. And we've used that thing so many times on trips. We take that little cylinder of gas out, we light it, we're cooking at like a rest area.
Yeah.
First of all, my kids need to run.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we're like a park or a rest area, it's like perfectly ideal. Okay. And so we've got the buns, we've got all the condiments and stuff ready with us. Contrary to popular belief, going out to eat with 7 kids is not enjoyable.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Like, it just isn't. I love my kids so much. They're everything to me, but I don't want to go out to eat with them.
Yeah, you know what?
Almost at all.
Here's the deal. It's not super enjoyable with 2 kids when your 2 kids don't really care about eating very much either. Now, we have
good
one
point.
that's super picky. We have the other that will most of the time eat whatever, but it's just not real important.
You're like, can we get one half of a chicken strip, please?
No, she won't eat chicken.
Oh, God.
She loves chickens. But even my wife, she's not like into food. So
right.
If I'm the one that's saying, let's go out to this place tonight and tomorrow we'll go out to I'm the one that's enjoying
They're like, okay, Dad.
But then every time I get the bill, I'm going, $120, and I'm the only one that liked it, really enjoyed it. Yeah. I mean, kids are cool with ham sandwiches on the beach too.
Yeah, and we've learned to pack almost like a gallon Ziploc bag for lunches. Mm-hmm. We put things like beef sticks in there, peanuts, cheese, and kids just like that kind of food anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I'm gonna have a ham sandwich in mine. But the kids, they don't care.
They don't care.
They'll have peanut butter
Food
and apples.
is something that gets in the way of fun. They have to stop doing fun things.
Exactly.
To eat. So yeah. That's my kryptonite on vacation for sure. Other ways to succeed. I would tell you this: regardless of how much money you make, don't be ashamed to Groupon, find deals, things like that.
Ask for a discount. You're never going to see these people again.
Quite honestly, Jason, sometimes dealing with a travel agent or somebody that specializes in the area that you're going is actually helpful.
I mean, you did that with your Disney trip.
We did. We saved money by going with someone who only planned Disney vacations.
Right. And
imagine,
imagine the hours of fun you could have had figuring it out on your own.
Oh, that's why I didn't want to go, because I didn't want to figure it out. So yeah, having somebody else figure it out, you can sit down and go, I don't need this picture pass or whatever.
Right.
I don't need this. I can take a picture on my phone. All those little extras. Yeah, they can kind of get you on that stuff. But
right.
You don't really. I don't know. I'm still surprised at how little we spent at Disney.
Yeah.
But a lot of it was because every step of the way was planned out for us.
Right.
There wasn't time to deviate and be like, I'm going to spend $50 over here.
You can take that experience from Disney and you can apply it to other vacations.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the reason you were within your budget is because you had such a great plan. And that goes here. I mean, really, plan to spend the amount of money you have and stick to it.
Yeah, and I think that this goes in a couple of directions. Okay, so plan to spend the money. That means take vacations. This is necessary for families. Vacation's important. We say it all the time. You need a vacation, man.
Right.
Come into my office.
You're being a butthead.
It's important. It's important for your mental health. But this is where I'd say, you want to plan to spend money. You also want to stick to it. There's the budgeting side of it. You have to prioritize vacation. It has to be in the plan.
Yeah, I mean, do as I say, not as I do necessarily.
Yeah, you're real bad at it.
I am. And so like scheduling this like early is really important. I think everybody does it like in January and they go out and they lay it out in the year. Like maybe don't do it in January, like do it in October or
when
something.
You're depressed and you haven't seen the sun for 3 months.
Yeah, I mean like try to get your time on the calendar. You shouldn't have days rolling over. It's not a collection that you should be proud of if you have vacation days. Especially if you lose them at the end of the year. Like that's almost silly. But it's just really important to plan those things. So that's where it starts.
I'll go back to a reason that I know personally we have not been great about taking vacations. And it's because I'll get this anxiety about, vacation's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
How much are we going to spend?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do it. And I also don't want to. We're talking vacation. I don't want to put the time into planning.
Right.
I don't want to put the time into budgeting for vacation and all these other things because I know I'm gonna blow the budget and then I'm gonna be upset. So let's just not take vacation.
So I'm way, way, way more adventurous than you. Okay, like
yes, definitely.
I really like taking vacations. I actually enjoy the planning part.
I enjoy it once I'm there.
Well, once
I just
you're
want
there,
somebody to do it for me.
Yeah, and so the budget's hard to do, but I think that's the kind of the weird thing is like I don't prioritize vacation yet. When I do plan it and kind of get excited about it leading up into it, go on it, have a good time. I really, really like that. And I like seeing, I'm not this person that's like, we always go to Gatlinburg.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's not me.
That's why I couldn't do a timeshare.
Yeah. And so like,
well, among other reasons.
Yeah. Listen to a past episode there. But I like seeing our country, especially our country. Like it's amazing the opportunities we have right within our borders to see. Things that people in other parts of the world can't even hardly dream about seeing, and we can drive to
our
these
country
things.
Is very diverse from one shore to the other. The things in between, it's pretty
except
wild.
For Kansas.
Well,
it's pretty boring.
Although Kansas City is, if you're a food guy like me,
yeah.
Here's another thing to think about. So I guess I'm going to boil it down and say you need to prioritize vacation.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually good for you. Creating memories, that's something you don't want to skip out on. Jason, your kids aren't getting any younger. No. My kids aren't getting any younger. The opportunities to go do this stuff and make memories, less and less every day that we don't do it. And if you're listening and you have kids, guess what? They're not getting younger either.
That's right.
So don't skip out on it. You got to plan and prioritize. You got to plan on the little things. But here's one thing that I realized by not budgeting for vacation, by not being
intentional.
Thank you. It was easier for me to say, I'll spend more on this because you know what? After all, we don't go on. It's not like we go on vacation or anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard that?
Oh yeah.
Well, we buy new cars. Yeah. We don't go on vacation.
Yeah.
Okay.
New cars are definitely better than those memories we could make with our children who are growing up and will be gone.
If you're budgeting for a regular vacation, right? You're less likely to spend on the other stupid stuff and justifying it with, we never. It's not like we're going to go do something fun this summer, so I'll buy stuff.
Those comments those comments are responses to like, we never do that stuff, and I think that's ridiculous. And
you know what? Make time to do stuff. You'll enjoy the memories better than the stuff that you take to Goodwill.
But I think it's really important here. It is okay to splurge on vacation. Just plan for it.
Plan for it.
Yeah, go parasailing. Who cares?
Well, and I think we talked about how doing some of those extra things add up. I think in the budget, this is real important. You plan for tolls and fares and parking and all that kind of stuff. But also, I think have a buffer of, hey, this is if we see something cool that we didn't know about.
Right.
Comes out of that.
Deep sea fishing. Here we come.
Yeah. But once we max that out, we're done.
We're done.
Right. And then it can kind of be fun to see how much you can pinch in other places too. But anyway, vacations. For 'em or again 'em. I'm for it.
Yeah, I'm for the steering too.
You need to take it. Yeah. Pina coladas. Oh boy.
I'm feeling it too. It feels good.
Well, thanks for having a drink with us this week. It's time to close out the tab. If you have a question or a topic you want addressed on the Old Fashioned Finance podcast, be sure to email us at podcast@bluejfg.com. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to share the show with someone you love or someone who needs a little money muddling themselves. You can stay up to date with all of the latest action by following us on Facebook. Old Fashioned Finance is brought to you by Blue Jay Financial Group. That's bluejfg.com and produced by Podastery Studios. We've been your hosts, Caleb and Jason. Cheers.
Do you like pina coladas? While getting caught
I don't
in
like
the
that
rain.
song. It's dirty. Blue Jay Financial Group, LLC. Blue Jay is a registered investment advisor registered with the state of Ohio. Registration does not imply a certain level of skill or training. The presence of this advertisement on this podcast shall not be directly or indirectly interpreted as a solicitation of investment advisory services to persons of another jurisdiction unless otherwise permitted by statute. Follow-up or individualized responses to a consumer in a particular state by Blue Jay and the rendering of personalized investment advice for compensation shall not be made without first complying with jurisdiction requirements or pursuant an applicable state exemption. All verbal and written consent on this presentation is for information purposes only. Opinions expressed herein are solely those of Blue Jay unless otherwise specifically cited. Material presented is believed to be from reliable sources, and no representations are made by our firm as to other parties' informational accuracy or completeness. All information or ideas provided should be discussed in detail with an advisor, accountant, or legal counsel prior to implementation.